Today we've got a review of the Logitech G933 gaming headset. Wireless for your pleasure. First, let's do a little walk around here. Let's talk about what we've got on the headset. This is basically an update to the Logitech G930, which had been a staple on the market for quite some time. This is a little bit of an update for the kids these days, with tons of RGB lighting along the back side and G keys, so you can easily set up on your PC. It's got an easy to find volume knob here. It's a little loose for my taste. If you just barely touch it, it changes the volume and it makes a beep in your ear and it's annoying. It's got a power switch on the top. Got some nice foamy pads. They're removable and replaceable. Got some tags on the ear cups here. Here you've got the dongle in one, and then on the other side you have the battery, a replaceable battery, which was kind of a nice touch. Then on the bottom of the left ear cup, you've got a charging port and a 3.5 millimeter. This is micro USB. You've got these nice lay flat ear cups, so if you want to just take them off and lay them here, these are some of the more comfortable lay flat ear cups that I have tried. They don't choke me, which is nice. The build itself is mostly plastic. Ooh, yeah. But it's solid. It's solid. You've got some aluminum here inside the adjustments. The headband is well padded, and it's in a great spot. It really sits nicely on the head right here, which works well. The overall clamping force of the headphones is pretty good. It's not too tight as long as you get it adjusted right as you need it to be. The ear cup adjustments themselves are just way too loose for my taste. It's really hard to get them even, and it's really hard to get them to stay where they are, much like the volume knob. And overall, the headset is kind of strangely balanced. It has to sit further toward the front of your head in order to sort of stay. And if it does get too loose, it will fall right off the back of your head, as you can see. Overall, it's a solid build. These are lighter than a lot of headphones that I've used. The one downside I might say is that they are huge. The cups are huge, and there's really no way around that. They just kind of sit here and see, look how uneven this is. If I try and make it even, because the adjustments are so loose, it just won't stay. So now let's move on to sound. I was pleasantly surprised with the sound, and I don't know why I should be, because Logitech has been doing this for a long time, and they are the perennial player in the gaming headset game. They're one of the first. In terms of the sound, nice and full. Just on the flat, I try everything just on the flat EQ, and on the flat EQ, they sound fantastic. Just enough bass, maybe a little bit of a hump, but not that much. All the other frequencies are coming through. The top end is there, but it's not too shrill. On the Logitech software, there are several presets already available, and there's plenty of surround sound options. But one is a more bass-heavy option right down from flat, and I felt that sounded pretty good too. It didn't overpower me with the bass. Some of the surround options were there, and cinematic surround and gaming surround and that kind of thing. I did not really care for them. The flat and the drop the bass presets were the ones that I liked best. These things also have Dolby and DTS-X headphone surround. And while surround is not necessarily my thing, I prefer stereo. Your mileage may vary when it comes to surround sound, and this has plenty of options for you. Very flexible EQ options as well. There's adjustable side tone in the software, and when you make adjustments in the EQ, it gets saved into the headset. So your side tone will stay right where you want it to be and will never go anywhere else. And you can get plenty of side tone. It was really a pleasure. Speaking of side tone, your microphone just sort of lays out like this. It does have an adjustable thing, but it doesn't have a lot of play to it. This is solid plastic, and this kind of just moves this way and doesn't even really stay. So it's not perfect, but the mic does sound pretty good. In fact, I'll let you know how good it sounds because right here is a microphone test. Take it away, Charlie. A test of the Logitech G933 wireless gaming headset microphone. Test 1 2, test 1 2. The rain in Spain falls mainly on the plain. Moses supposes his toes are roses, but Moses supposes erroneously. Moses he knows his toes aren't roses, as Moses supposes his toes to be. All in all, a pretty decent mic in my opinion. Let me know what you think down in the comments, but I thought this mic was better than expected and pretty darn good, honestly. You can do noise reduction in this if you enable it in the software. One of the big pros for me is that overall these things sound incredibly good. One of my favorite things about this headset is that if you want to move from PC to console and use the USB, a lot of times your volume output on the console will suffer. PS4, these things had plenty of volume and plenty of room to spare. Another thing that I really like is this wireless dongle and its portability. This guy makes it so easy to just pull from one place and take it to another place. The construction overall is good. For an all-plastic build, basically, it keeps it light, but it keeps it nice. I didn't have any pain on the top band here when I was using it. One thing I will say is that my ears did get hot in these, even though these are fabric ear pads, very hot. If it got over 80 degrees outside for a couple of days, and I was wearing them in here with the PC on, and it got very, very hot and very, very uncomfortable. So keep that in mind if you're somebody who's prone to the sweaty ears. But of course, now we got to get on to the cons. Major con for me, the balance of the headset is kind of weird. It wants to sit further forward on your head, and if you don't have them adjusted right, they will fall off. I've mentioned the volume knob is too sensitive, and I hate the constant beeps every time you adjust the volume. I haven't looked deeply into the software to see if there's a way to turn that on or off. If there is and you know about it, let me know down in the comments. I would prefer a more flexible mic, but this one works well. The battery life is stated at 8 hours, and that's about what I've been getting. The battery life could be a little bit better compared to other wireless headsets on the market, but I have not had any problem getting through plenty of time without needing to charge up. I'm not a huge fan of the sort of, I guess, gym shorts material here that they got for the pads. This is nicer than the previous generation of Logitech ear pads, but it is still kind of coarse and not super comfortable. Initially, these things are set up to go to sleep at 5 minutes. You can change that in the software, and I have it set to 15, and that works well for me, but they're incredibly difficult to wake up once they get into sleep mode. So I try not to let them go into sleep regardless, and I find at 15 minutes that does pretty well. You know, to start to wrap up, I did not review this headset for quite a while because I was, I guess, kind of confused or not fully aware that these are not primarily just a PC headset, but they have great console support, at least for the PS4. With Xbox, it's still the same kind of thing where you have, if you want chat, you have to do the wired thing. I don't know why Xbox makes it more difficult than anybody else, but that's an Xbox problem. If you're a PS4 gamer and a PC gamer or one or the other, you're going to have a fine time switching back and forth with the G933. The G933 has surprised me quite a bit. They sound great. They move from platform to platform with ease. The mic sounds good. The software has a lot to offer, and the fit and finish and comfort are all really pretty good. I guess you could say it's above average. There are the problems that I've talked about before, but those are manageable once you get used to the headset. These things list at $199, but they're often on sale. I think I picked them up for $140 at Best Buy. I've seen them as low as $135 at Best Buy, and I'm sure online you can find other prices. But if you can find them for anything less than $150, they are definitely worth picking up. I guess for a rating on these guys, I'm going to give them a 4 out of 5, an 8 out of 10 on my Painfully Honest scale. My Painfully Honest scale is 2 different scales, but they're the same thing. When I picked them up, I thought the score would be lower, but they were a pleasant surprise. Have you guys tried these things out? Let me know down in the comments what you think, or if you have any questions. I was really pleasantly surprised, as I've said. So thanks a lot for being here. If you liked the video, like it. If you want to subscribe, please subscribe. This has been a Painfully Honest review of the Logitech G933. And until the next time, I'm out.